Good evening. Welcome to World Cup Xtra on TV 47, where you're getting the live action and whatever happens during the World Cup. Remember, it's from 4:15 to 6 p.m. ndani ya TV 47. I am Katela Macy. I'll be your host of today. And of course, right now I want to discuss a lot that happened yesterday. We all saw someone calling it the hate party. Others were calling it's the world versus another team. But all that will be catching it live right here, right now on TV 47. This is World Cup Xtra. Now, as you can see with me here, I'm holding a very good Azam TV decoder. And we'll be giving this one to two of our viewers who will answer who will give us the correct answer, because we have our question of the day. Now, our question of the day is, which African team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico? All right, so that is it, good people. You can send in our WhatsApp number 0793267279, and of course on our social media it's TV 47 Kenya. With me kama kawaida, I am not alone. I am joined by Dantos Sibola. Karibu sana.
Santa.
Brazil hapo ume represent.
Yes.
Otherwise you good?
Brazil and Portugal, yeah, I'm good.
Kabisa.
Yes.
And of course the beautiful Celine Waithera. Tulimit kitambo since FIFA series.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been good.
You're nice?
Yeah.
Which team are you supporting?
I have so many teams.
Now,
I'm loyal.
You
to
have
France.
to be loyal.
Yeah, I'm loyal to
Now,
France.
which is your number one team?
France.
France.
Yeah.
Why do you love France? You love chicken. Eh?
No.
All right, Dantus, team gani una support World Cup?
Mimi niko Brazil and Portugal.
You don't have any African team?
All African teams are my teams.
Even South Africa?
Kidogo pale.
Komsi komsa. Celine, there you not mention any team from Africa. Cote d'Ivoire, I can say. Anyway, as you can see me today, I'm Kevin De Bruyne right here. I'm wearing Kevin De Bruyne, niko pale Belgium kidogo. And in Africa, of course, I have Ivory Coast because of Ahmad. And I have Senegal. But let the show start. Remember, you can interact with us on 0793267279, our WhatsApp number. Alafu pale kwenye social media, Facebook, it's TV 47 Kenya, TV 47 Digital on X. Now, let's start. Yesterday, the opener at Mexico. I don't know if I can call it a hate party. Or I don't know how to call it. For the second time since 2010, Mexico was playing South Africa. And remember, in 2010 it was South Africa hosting Mexico. And yesterday, during the opener match, South Africa got 3 red cards. And they were beaten. It was 3 goals or 2? 2-1. 2-1. Yeah. So yesterday, let's talk about that game. Let's talk about Mexico and South Africa, because after the game, the South African goalkeeper really was so emotional that he said he thought Africans have been supporting Africans, but this time every African country is supporting Mexico. We all know what is happening in South Africa, but do you think it's really okay to bring in that hate into football? I
think, first of all, sijui kama niseme ni unfortunate or fortunate to South Africa, because I think the one country which started the beef between South Africa and Africa, I think it's Nigeria. Ndio leteo beef sana kwa mtandao, and all the Africans are rally behind it. We cannot close our eyes and pretend that we don't know what's happening in South Africa. We know what's happening in South Africa. But when it comes to football, I think football is one of the games that zinaletanga watu pamoja. Even South Africa itself wako na a bit of history about sports. When they were getting independence, walikuwa fight na blacks and white. Kenya loleta pamoja is rugby. So I think it's very unfortunate for them. And I'm very disappointed as an African, because whatever is happening in South Africa is not good. It affects mpaka my player, both mentally, because the same players are kwa mtandao wanaona what people were saying after the game, before the game, kwa mtandao, before the World Cup yanze, what people were saying. But I think, all in all, I think they need to tell their people to style up, and we are African, and African is our business. So I think that's why for me I support all teams that are represented in Africa, both 10 teams, but ni kama support 9 because of what's happening in South Africa.
To you, Celine, let's talk about that game yesterday and whatever is happening, because the way these players are talking, really mentally, the mentality of the players, we even saw it on the pitch. There was kulikuwa tu ni kama tension flani, ama there's no support at all. What's your take on that?
I mean, These are our fellow Africans, and we need them to really show up. But with whatever that is going on, I feel like most other Africans are bitter for what they are doing to their fellow Africans. But at the end of the day, I can say they really tried, even if luck was not on their side. I think if you looked at their stats, I think that was their dent. The fact that you are losing 3 games, 2 draws and 1 win, it means you are really bad. And you had actually time to prepare for this particular match, and it was the opening match. And on the other side, I feel like the red cards, I would say they were deserved, because if you look at the Duane red card that he got, it was intentional. Like, he was on the counter and then he intentionally pulled him. And I feel like, yeah, Mexico really did perform well. If you look at this first goal, it was the mistake of the South African defender. And I want to just commend what Ronwen Williams did yesterday. He made so many saves. I mean, Mexico, every chance they got to strike, they would not let it go. They could convert their chances very well. And if you look at the second goal, it was a very good header, and kudos to them. I feel like South Africa are gonna redeem themselves come the next game.
Celine thinks South Africa is gonna redeem themselves, but a question is here. We all know, before we come to the 3 red cards, before we come to the 3 red cards, the question here is, what would have happened if South Africa beat Mexico? With the current situation that is there, they are against all Africans. We also, some of the fans in the streets of Mexico saying they are Nigerians, but they are supporting Mexico. We saw Congolese in the stadium. Yeah. They were singing, supporting Mexico. So people are asking, what would have happened if they really won? Because after the player, the South African goalkeeper talked, it was so emotional, actually. It was very, very emotional. And kama mchezaji, imagine you're representing a continent, you're there's zero support from other African countries. Unajua, hakuna, it's just zero support. But the question here was, what would have happened? Kungeendaje?
For me, I think ukiangalia vizuri, actually I was so afraid, because I thought maybe South Africa wangeshinda hiyo game, wangetoka draw because of their formation. Ukiangalia formation yao walikuwa wamekuja na what we call defensive. 5 defenders, 3 midfielders, 2 hapo mbele. That's a very risky formation, mi ukiniuliza. And a coach aligamble nayo, but haikuwork. 2 things zinaweza happen ukidefend sana. Either unaweza patiwa red card, penalty, ama free kick, unaweza fungwa na free kick. But kama wangeshinda, vile umesema, I think ingekuwa so, wanasemangaje, tungesikia vibaya sisi wenye tulikuwa against South Africa. Na wangekuwa wametu silence sisi wote, because unajua wamechukua hiyo negative ikakuwa ni positive kwao. So I think pia ukiangalia both teams, they believe so much in their local based league. Ukiangalia the back 5 ya South Africa, both of them wanatoka Mamelodi Sundowns isipokuwa mmoja. The goalkeeper pia anatoka Mamelodi Sundowns. So utapata in the 11 players wote, karibu 8 or 9 walikuwa kutoka Mamelodi Sundowns. So I think ingekuwa advantage kwao, because they know each other, we play the whole season pamoja. But coincidentally they didn't win, because also again the mentality zile vitu walikuwa nasoma kwa mtandao and what other Africans were saying about them.
Let's talk about the 3 red card. The first red card, the referee never hesitated. Alitoa, because it was the last one, and in the football rules, the denial of a goal scoring opportunity happened right there, and tackle Mseyenda. My question is, do you think, some were saying it was on for the team, others were saying South Africa were very aggressive, like walikuwa wanacheza Gware, wametumia nguvu mingi sana. Let's talk about the first red card, the second one and the third. Do you think they really deserved the red card, Celine?
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 red cards, that those were given to South Africa, I think the first one was given around 8 minutes and the other the 65th minute. I feel like they were deserved, because if you look at the first one, he was the last man, and it was actually a counter attack. Yeah. And the moment you tackle him, it means that is directly a penalty. And it was just outside the 18, and clearly that was a red card. The second one, I think it was also a pull and push, and I feel like it was also deserved, because actually the referee wanted to continue with the game, but he had to stop and give the South African player the red card. And I feel like they were playing African football, because they know they have met Ghanaians, Nigerians, and they know these people play rough. They literally play rough. And now you're meeting Akina Santiago, they're soft. So I feel like that's what, and then it was like pressure because they felt like this is the opening game and literally everyone is watching and we need a win. And I feel like they also wanted to disappoint us who are hate watching. Yeah.
So Celine has just agreed that yesterday's game was a hate party, a hate party that happened. Now, let me remind our viewers of our question of the day, and of course, one of you can walk away with this beautiful Azam decoder. WhatsApp number is 0793267279, and remember our Facebook page is TV47 Kenya and TV47 Digital on X. Our question is, which African team do you think will make it the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico? All right. Now, just the both of you, Dantos and Celine, were you entertained by yesterday's game? Let's start off there. Really kubamba.
Really kubamba because the opening ceremony was good, and also the game was tensed because both teams, one of them advantage yake ilikuwa he was playing at home with the fans, and then the other one the Africans walikuwa not behind them, alafu pia walikuwa tumia nguvu mingi. That's unapata walipata hizo red cards mbili because they were using a lot of strength. Yani walikam wakaribu game yao both mentally and mafansa wako, kila mtu wako tu nyuma ya Mexico, even the Africans that walikuwa depend kwao. So I think ilikuwa tu ish, but all in all the best team there won, and I was very entertained with the first match. The field itself was full to capacity. Both the fans were Mexican and both fans were South Africa stroke Mexico. That is Liliona Senegalese walikuwa no DRC Congo walikuwa wengi sana, and some small Nigeria, but all in all it was a very entertaining match, being the first one. I think the rest ikifuata. Now back to Canada leo tunavyotafanya, it's a challenge to them because ukiangalia vizuri sana, I think I can give it to Mexico when it comes to opening ceremony.
Were you entertained, Celine?
Yeah, I mean, this is almost is it the third time or the seventh time Mexico is hosting an opening ceremony, and it was literally so good. And I feel like from the performance, Akina BAMBA, though I felt for him because Nigeria is not at the World Cup, Akina Shakira, they really gave us a good performance. And I feel like Mexico had really to own the day because they are the host team. They have to get the bragging rights. And I feel like that's going to be the motivation for them come the next game. And I feel like even though South Africans went disappointed, they should just go back to their structure board. And I felt bad because seeing a player like Mofoken and Bukwena, they were really sad. And I was like, next game you need to pull up your socks, even though you're facing, I think it's Czech Republic. Yeah, I mean, you should really pull up your socks. Yeah.
Now, still on the Mexico versus South Africa, let's talk about individual performance. Ronwen Williams, the South African goalkeeper. Trust me, this guy, for me, if I was asked, he would have been my man of the match. Yeah. Yesterday, alipiga savings zingine that, yani he really gave out all for his team. But kidogo the players let him down because having 3 red cards, having 3 man less, failed. He really played well. Let's talk about Ronwen Williams' performance. Jana, Dantos, nianze na wewe. Umse, I think if there's a big team somewhere, I think wakimcheki he did marvelous jana.
Yeah, I think pia anakam experience. That's why unapata is a captain because he has been in that team for a very long time, and also kifuatilia his club anadu a lot of saves. But that match ilibaki tu ame give it all. Amechezea badge ya South Africa and amecheza ame represent like everybody who is against them. Ame represent all the country. Wanamwangalia him as the person ule amekuwa pale for national team for a very long time. So I think he did a lot of saved zile hata Mourinho anasemanga ule kipa amesave vitu zingine azifai kusevika. So I think kudos to him, and vile umesema tu, I think hata mimi ningeambiwa nichague man of the match without biased, I could have picked him.
What's your take on Ronwen Williams?
I think we have seen the performance of Ronwen Williams from time to time. Remember the AFCON 2021, he really performed well. And then he had the most recent AFCON, even though South Africa was not so lucky, he performed well. And now you look at the World Cup, and even at his club team, he really plays well, and I feel like he deserves all the credit. And I feel like all that time he had opportunity. People could have gone and watch him, poach him, and want to buy him. But I feel like South Africans are really loyal to their teams. Like they want to remain at their home teams. Yeah, and I feel like he is a good goalkeeper. He has shown it. And yesterday I felt like his defense line kidogo ilimwangusha, but he was there to save the team at the end of the day, because the shots he was saving, I was like, oh my God, they could have conceded more than 5 goals. Yeah, if they were not attentive. Yeah.
I really wish his red cards awangepata. But anyway, let's move on. Still on the Mexican player, let's talk about Raul Jimenez. His opener goal. Remember, he's 35 years old. And yesterday's game, it was 1 goal, 3 shots on target, all right, and 0 assists during yesterday's match. Let's talk about his individual performance of Raul. Yesterday, his first goal, amefunga, ako nyumbani, that feeling, man. Do you think it motivated the other players to walete hiyo bao wengine ndani?
I think ukiniuliza, I think I was so happy because first of all I was shocked kuona at least one African ako Mexico anaka kama sisi, but ukiangalia pia individual yake vile alikuwa anacheza, utapata is one of the players that anacheza as an African. Unapata akona ile, I think damu ya Ghana, the way Ghana ama Cameroon ama Senegal wanachezanga. So I think scoring the first goal in World Cup opening match, I think at home alifanya kila mtu akakuwa na moral. I think even the Mexican team wangetaka kuscore bao kama 5, wangescore 5 goals because the first goal inakuanga moral sana, and I thought maybe after your bao now the Mexican fans wataimba the whole 90 minutes plus, but that was not the case. I think hawa watu ni wa romantic sana, wapendi kupiga kelele wakionya according to their soaps na acting. But all in all, I think the guy hata kwa Fulham ana performingi, even though in Fulham si first 11 akiingizwa you can feel his impact. So I think for me he did well. Let's see the next match vile atacheza.
To you, Celine, do you agree with what Dantos is saying?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I feel like age is just not something that can discourage you. The fact that you are 35, it doesn't mean talent imeisha. If you are that guy, you'll still show up for the team. And I'm happy that goal was scored quite early, and you can see it changed the game because it gives the Mexican morale, and was like, if we can score the first one, it means we can pass this defense line, because the South African coach was using like a back 5, and they got the first goal, and it gave them confidence, and they were like, we can really break this defense line. And at the end of the day, you saw they scored the 2 goals, and kudos to them.
Kudos to Mexico. Let's see how they perform their next match. Now, still there is a question that I wanted to ask. And I know we've talked about it, but again, this hate against South Africa. Is it necessary? Because, okay, let me start. For myself, I think it's necessary for them to learn a lesson. They have to learn a lesson that Africa is one. And others were saying we weren't supporting that team because if they will say we are taking their jobs by supporting them, you know. So do you think the hate is necessary? Okay. Like, honestly,
okay, for now,
no sugarcoating, no nothing.
I think the World Cup has come at the right time for them to learn that Africa, we are one. It doesn't matter which country you come from. It doesn't matter which color you are. But if you're an African, we support each other. And this is the first time, this is the first time now an African team playing with another continent, but all the other African countries are rallying behind the other continent. You know, so I think the World Cup imekam ile tempo ya kuwafungua macho kuona whatever you guys are doing in your country. Yes, South Africa is one of the best countries here in Africa. That one we agree. You hosted the World Cup. That one we agree. But we need to remain Africans. We need to be our African. African is our business. So I think World Cup become the right time, and the hate watch sio kubaya, but it become the right time. Let them learn from this. Me, if you ask me, let them learn from this.
Do you think it's necessary?
Yeah, actually I feel it's very necessary, because if you see the videos that were circulating in social media, these people don't have mercy, like they don't have empathy. The way they are throwing their fellow Africans outside of their country, it shows these people don't have empathy. And I was seeing the videos that were circulating. Actually, South Africans were saying, they were saying that we didn't ask for your support or anything. And then you see someone else comes and says, oh, it shows that you people hate us. And it's what you're doing as a country. And I feel like right now it's the time for you to learn. We live as one. It's like us Kenyans tuungane tufukuze watu. And then come AFCON. All Africans are against us, you understand? So I feel like it was really necessary and they should work on that. Whoever the leaders, the activists wenye wanawalead, they should learn from this thing because we should live as one. Si ndio tunajengana, tunainuana.
Lakini unajua pia kuna bahati because Kenyans tukiingilia fight sana, maybe because our Harambee Stars coach na kumuonyesha ile hate sana because utapata Kenya tukiingilia tukishana Kenya and Nigeria tukishikana inakuwa mambo bad. So I think wanafaa kuomba Mungu sana tukiingilia sana.
Kuna bahati
ya kuingilia fight.
They had planning to extend the hate to Morocco. You guys should stop.
Now, still on this game, remember back in 2010 World Cup in South Africa, where South Africa were hosting Mexico, it ended a 1-1 draw. And some people were saying that during this 2026 World Cup, that still South Africa, Waliland Kitu, they were home, nini. But remember that the first goal was scored by Sifiwe Shabala on the 55th minute, and then Rafael Marquez leveled the scores. Let's talk about that game back in 2010. Najua ni kitambo, 16 years.
Yeah.
Celine bado ulikuwa shule? Ni kitambo?
Nilikuwa I think class 2.
But unakumbuka
nakumbuka tu
waka Shabalala. Dantos,
I think
hebu tuongelee hiyo game back in 2010 Group A. Actually it was the opening match. Bado.
Yeah, the same. I think
ni kama wako ina really
ni kama FIFA liwaseti ama FIFA liwaseti. But I know if you remember 2010, first of all, if I can compare 2010 and 2026, I think inaweza ni kama it is a return match. Yeah, Mexico. So unachezanga home then away. So I think this time round South Africa walienda away. And I can tell you for a fact, ile kitu ikuwa kwa game ya jana is the energy of the fans. Kwa sababu compare 2010, the energy of the fans in South Africa, it's so different because walikuwa na mavuvuzela. Hata sometimes you could hear the referee blowing the whistle and some players were complaining, and that's why I think kupata FIFA ikaregulate stories za vuvuzela sana. Hata Qatar vuvuzela ikukuwa walikata. But if you compare that match and this time round, all Africans were rallying behind South Africa. Because first of all, number one, the World Cup has come to Africa. That's number one. Number two, Africa is playing. That is South Africa. So I think if you compared that one and this time round, the organization, when it comes to the opening ceremony, I can say, Mexico, I can give it 10 over 10. Then South Africa can give it like 9 over 10 because I think pia vile world ina evolve, vile vitu zina change. Wakina Burna Boy that time hawakuwa, but all in all I think it was a good match compared to the first match. Pia kulikuwa na wazito pale Bafana wakina Steven Pina walikuwa pale, unanipata. So those are kind of the changes that tumeona this time round. Both teams ni kama walitegemea their local players, which is an added advantage because wanajuana. But the other time round kulikuwa na mix, kulikuwa na people playing from Spain, England, Italy. So I think this time round is different because both two teams wanategemea their local players.
Do you agree with Dantos?
I think for me, in as much as I didn't witness Waka, I had the hype, and I feel like, yeah, it was like, I wouldn't call it revenge to Mexico because they lost at South Africans' home, and now the South Africans are at their home. I feel like it was payback time, and it actually happened, and yeah.
By 2010, Celine alikuwa class 2. So all she waka zamina Shabalala. Now let's talk about this South African team.
Tunapoka tu watanisi ni wazee.
Usiseme sisi kwa hapo. 2010 ilikuwa
2010 nilikuwa naingia campus I think kazi yako.
Celine, you have to respect your elders hapa. When Dantos talks una nini. Let's talk about this team, the Bafana in South Africa. This team, it is globally ranked number 61 and 10th in the CAF region, meaning it's a very good team.
Yeah.
And if you look at even the South African League, it's very competitive. They are really paying their players well. In fact, even tulitoa sisi coach wetu ni wa South Africa. So it means their league is very iko sawa. Let's talk about this league, manzi, because if you look at, you've mentioned like 5 players from Mamelodi Sundowns, of which one of our players, alikuwa Niang.
Brian Mandela.
Niang. Brian Mandela, Niang, was playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. He was doing so well.
Yes.
Ebu tuongelee team ya South Africa right now, Team Zero. We also goalkeeper's performance yesterday, and I really believe kitu iliwa affect jana hizo manguvu. I think the mental hawakuwa sawa. Let's tuongelee team sana, all right? Because at a World Cup walianza back in 1998.
Yeah,
you know,
1998,
it's a good team.
Yeah. So I think South Africa is one of the countries in Sema when it comes to development and also when it comes to sports, they do very well. If you see their rugby team, that is Springboks, they are doing very well. If you see their league itself is one of the best leagues. They rank number 1 when it comes to the leagues here in Africa, because number 1, they pay their player very well. We have like 2 players that are South Africa League, Akumu na Brian Mandela. Both of them are huko. And then I think pia goalkeeper wetu, started goalkeeper warambi sasa kukupia kama sijakosea. Brian Bwire, exactly, Brian Bwire. So I think if you see such our players going to South Africa and playing for that league, it means that league is doing very well. Sorry. And that's why you see when it comes to national team, they have their local players. Many players there, they are local players. Like I said, there are 4 defenders plus goalkeeper wanatoka timu moja, 1 midfielder timu moja. So wanajiona vizuri sana. So I don't know what happened yesterday mpaka hiyo ikavunjika, sijui ni tension ama nini, but all in all I think their league is very good, and as Kenyans we need to learn a lot from South Africa when it comes to the way they conduct their sports.
You've mentioned something as Kenya willing to learn the way they conduct. You know what, Saline, you've agreed with him. Why are you agreeing with him? Tunafaa kuangalia.
I feel like there is so much going on in our league. Propaganda, sijui ofisi sijui fanya nini, match fixing ndo hiyo. Our marketing is poor, because if the marketing was really good, I think players wangejituma because they want to go over and beyond. And I feel like there is so much to learn. Right now, Gor Mahia is going to the CAF Champions League. And if they happen to meet with South Africans, like in Orlando Pirates, like in Sundowns, they really need to learn something from them. Remember, Sundowns were just crowned the CAF champions just most recently, and that means they are really doing good. And I was looking at the Bafana squad. If you look at, it's very little players, like a player like Foster who plays for Brighton, I think.
Yes.
He's the only player I think he plays for the English Premier League, and some others who plays in Europe, maybe La Liga. And I feel like that is really what you need, because you see, these people get time to gel, because at the end of the day, maybe we have like an international match. That means it will be easier to access players, because most of them play in the local league, and bringing them to camp, that means they get time to gel. And if you look at the league, it's very competitive. They have like a very competitive league. Like you might find, yes, our league last season was a bit competitive, but their league is always competitive. You see Sundowns, you see Kaizer Chiefs, you see Orlando Pirates, like their league is competitive. And I feel like we need to take something. Even right now, in as much as we are hating the South African teams, we need to take some things, because I know one day we'll want to play at World Cup, and we need to take some notes.
Well, the South African team will be facing Czech Republic in their next game. And talking about Czech Republic, let's talk about on how South Africa beat Czech Republic 2-1 in yesterday. Actually, it was a comeback. Sorry, it was a comeback because the Czech scored their first goal in the 59th minute, and then Hwang equalized at the 67th, and then easy Jinazama South Korea in the 80th.
You are in your Kubali
The names. Let's talk about this game, because I believe South Africans, hii game ikikuja, out on Taktola Makali, but let's talk about South Korea and Czech Republic. I remember when we were doing 90 plus, nilisema hii game itaisha GG. Tuanze na wewe to zi game ya South Korea na Czech Republic.
Okay, first of all, South Korea is one of the South Korea, Japan, even a team was chukulangi serious. But if you look keenly to them, these are some of the teams that is a surprise upper World Cup. Because one thing I know, kama song anachezea Los Angeles, ndio, so it means that weather inamfavor so much. That's why unapata ile game ya jana, he was running so much, ni kama mtu ukimcompare na the other players vile unakimbia unapata ni kama ndiye ameingia game saa hiyo, so he was all over. Yes, he missed a couple of chances because also I think the age na pia kuchange ile from England to America, pia kuchange pia the football ya huko na ya England huwezi compare. So I think ukiangalia jana vile ile game ilikuwa, even though the Czech Republic they were the first one to score a very nice goal, that one I can tell you for sure. Ilikuwa set piece if I'm not wrong. A very nice goal, header, their captain led, they led their players, and kuna bao pili pia walifunga lakini ikakataliwa. And if you see South Korea, hata ukiangalia their history back hizo World Cup zingine, is a team that inafunga hata Germany. If you're not careful with these guys, awachoki. Mi ukiniuliza, this is one of the teams that kwa hiyo group inaweza is Mexico na South Korea. Mi ukiniuliza, I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico go through and South Korea go through.
Celine, let's talk about that game and of course Son performance. Jana tunasema performance yake kuna vile bado it was not so, others never felt ile impact the Son that we had when he was playing for Tottenham. There was that Son that you knew ukinipatia song pale offensive, because mimi nilikuwa na believe alikuwa anacheza poor offensive than central striker. Let's talk about that and let's talk about Son performance on yesterday's game.
Unajua kitu inatumizanga sisi kama mafans ni expectations. Yeah, we really expect someone to perform, and remember this guy is aging. He's not the son we used to know when he was young, and he would be like, actually Koreans had voted Son to be their president because alikuwa tu na BAMBA. Unasikia tu kila mtu amenunua jezi ameandika Son, but I feel like in as much as you're expecting much, remember he's aging and his performance is going down. And remember, this is his last World Cup, and we should just give him motivation, amalize on a high. And I was looking at the Czech Republic. Their league is also so good. We have Nur Buba who's playing in the Czech Republic, and I feel like their league is so good. If you look at some of the players, I feel like in that squad, most of the players also play in their local league, and I feel like in as much as you are afraid, like you have stage fright in the opening match, you should just prepare yourself mentally. And I feel like when you told me, Sam, I feel like Mexico and South Korea will proceed, because I was looking at the rankings and remember South Korea also have a female team and it does so well in the Women's World Cup, and I feel like it's like a system in Korea where they nurture talent really good, and kudos to them also. I hope they beat South Africa.
But again, if you see South Korea, I think, if you ask me, Son played a very good match, because hata zile ball alikuwa na miss, the goalkeeper pale alifanya extra work because ali miss so many chances. But I think ukiniuliza, vile Selena amesema, the age also is catching up with him. But this South Korean team, people don't know about this team much because maybe wanatoka Korea, Japan, wanajua Japan kwa vitu zingine za kumanufacture vitu more. But if you see this team, they don't get tired, wako na nguvu. The only thing hawana is height. So kama unacheza nao, kama unaweza wachapa na set piece, that's okay. But the other thing, I don't think kama unaweza chapa.
We're talking about age. Son is only 33 years old.
Yes.
He's only 33 years old. And you can see, I don't know if it's okay to, Christian is 41.
Yes.
41. And you know, so when you talk about age, catching up with Son, that was a talk yesterday, sana, because this is, for me, who you see your Son, you know, in as much as I listen, this is what was. So to siongelele about the age, he's only 33. Only 33. We've just talked about Jimenez Raul Apa. He's 35, you know, and we also what he did. Now, what do you think was the problem? Yupande.
Okay, for me.
Ama ni Czech wazuri walimsumbua.
No, Son before to Tottenham alikuwa, he had a very long injury. So I think pia lack of games, alafu pia the change of league itself. You cannot compare the league in America with the league in England. The league in England is so competitive. It's so hard. So vile ali move from England to America, I think pia vitu zikalegea chini sana. So ile makali yake pia ikaendekisha. Mimi kuniuliza, I think is the change of league. But kama kwa England mpaka sahi, I think we could have been seeing a different Son.
And I also feel like motivation was not there, because these people, if you look at maybe in Tottenham, these people are praising his name, like Son. And now you come to World Cup, maybe just little fans of South Korea traveled. So maybe he never felt the motivation from the 12th man. But I hope he will perform really well this World Cup.
Now, in that group, it's Mexico, it's South Korea, it's Czech Republic, and South Africa. Which team do you think will proceed? Kabla twende, the next.
Like I said,
now, you've said?
Like I said, Mexico and South Korea.
Do you agree? Am I doing South Africa watajikwamua? Celine?
South Africa, kama sahi washarudi bottom of that table. Group A wako hapo chini na negatives, Europe how. But I feel like Mexico is gonna proceed, and also South Korea, but I feel like Czech is gonna give them a bit of a challenge. Because they have to play Mexico and they have to play South Africa, but let's see. But if I was to be asked, is Mexico and South Korea?
Well, moving on, remember this is World Cup Extra on TV 47. We'll be bringing you for the next month from 4:15 to 6 p.m. And remember, question of the day, because I've got some beautiful decoders here from Azam. Those who will win atapita nayo, I think it's two amani wangapi. My director will let me know. Now the question is, which African team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in the US, Canada and Mexico? Ama niseme Mexico.
Mexico.
Mimi ni Mluya tu. Mexico. Now today at 10 p.m. we'll be having Group B, Canada versus Bosnia at 10 p.m. East African time. All right. My director tell me to remind our viewers our question of the day, of which is which African team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in USA, Canada and Mexico? All right. Our WhatsApp number is 0793267279. Our Facebook page is TV47 Kenya and TV47 on X. All right. Now, Group B, iko pale, it's Canada versus Bosnia today at 10 p.m. East African time. Today being a Friday, hiyo masaa najua watu wataona hii game sana. Remember, Canada is also a host nation. Now, the question right here is, do you think, to Dantos and Celine, do you think that host nation can win the first match? Tumona Mexico alimaliza kazi mapema sana. So do you think Canada itafuata mkondo?
Yeah, I think Canada will follow suit because the advantage is that they are playing at home. The 12th month, that is the fun. But I will not be surprised if that game ends 1-1. I will not be surprised because also Canada said they are doing well when it comes to their national team. But Bosnia is one of the teams that people have been underrating them. But the way they reached there, if you follow them keenly, Utapata is one of the teams that watu waijui but ukiangalia vile qualify, it's not a miracle. They just deserve to qualify for World Cup. So I think there, Canada might win because of home advantage, but if they don't win, that match will end with a draw.
Do you agree with the Dantos? Because Canada are home, they have the home advantage, and the fans, they're playing Bosnia. And remember in Group B, we have Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, and Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's not a very
hard
group ngumu.
Yeah. Any team there can proceed.
Yeah. But I'm actually amazed that in this World Cup there is 3 opening ceremonies. So the opening ceremony in Canada, and I feel like people will come out in huge numbers. Yeah, even though Canada with the yao, ni ile mbaya, but I feel like people are gonna come out in large numbers, and I feel like Canada has not had a good run in the international games, and that means that is also a dent. And if they have watched, maybe, as a coach, you should watch your opponent's team. You should go do your analytics, know where to put your structure in. And I feel like in as much as Bosnia comes into this World Cup as an underdog, I feel like it's an underdog because not most people are hyping it, but I feel like they're going to give Canada a challenge, and I am actually not surprised if they win that game today. Yeah.
Still on the Canada, let's talk about these teams individually. Let's talk about even the team here, Bosnia. Because I'm 100% sure if you ask somebody somewhere, kama najua kuna team inaitwa Bosnia iko World Cup, kuna country inaitwa Bosnia iko World Cup, kuna mtu atakuuliza Bosnia, hiyo ni ya wapi? Because Dantos hapo umesema how they qualified pia, it's a team that ilijimotivate, imesonga sana, it gave out its best. Tuongele about this team Bosnia. It was founded in 1992, not so long ago. Unajua, si team ya kitambo. 92 ni miaka ya Son. So wanatoshana.
Wanatoshana Son.
Because Son is that Son was born in July 1982.
I think it's one of the countries that was ijui. If I'm not wrong, iko said it's a Germany huko karibu na Germany, and if I'm not wrong, I intend to be corrected there. But I remember Bosnia was playing against, there was a friend that played against strictly Team Ghani, if I can remember very well. And they played very well. And they Switzerland and Team Ghani. And they played very well. They have good players. And most of the players here, they play at their league, at home, their home league. And if you see also the attack, the way they're playing, they play the normal game, that is 4-4-2 or 4-4-3. See Camille South Africa 5-3, what? Unapata. So I think most of the player, and also most of the player, they are both young, they are both old. I think the youngest pale is kwa kitu kama 22 years, if I'm not wrong. But is one of the teams, ile ukifuatilia vizuri, utapata, it can pull a surprise. Because it's a very young team. I think this is the first time coming to World Cup also. And they intend to show people that we are Bosnians. Tumefika World Cup and at least we need to make a step. Hata kama tutafika mbali, tutatoka group stage maybe tuende best of 32 ama best of 16. I think I won't be surprised because of their group also. Ile wanacheza nayo.
Remember Bosnia currently FIFA ranking, the number 64 is at 11th June 2026. 64th.
Yes.
Your ranking. So meaning it's sika team kakudhara, all right?
Yes.
And in World Cup, they've appearances mbili, of which are the best result in group stages back in 2014. Yeah, in 2014 walitolewa kwa group stages. Now, to you, Celine, team Bosnia, if you look at that group B, Mr. Director, if you don't mind, you give me the group B. Pale kwenye nini? Group B, we have Canada, Bosnia, Qatar and Switzerland. What's your take on Team Bosnia and the other national teams in that group?
I feel like they're in a group where if they put in the work, they might actually proceed as the best team in that group. But I feel like their biggest challenge will be Qatar, because Qatar, remember, they even though they didn't perform well when they were hosting the World Cup, they actually tested most of the teams, and I feel like that team, that group, there is actually a chance of them qualifying, and if they are prepared, they might actually beat each and every single team there. But let's see how they play their first game. I think that's gonna show us where their strength is, where their weakness is, yeah, and how they are prepared for this World Cup.
Talking about Qatar. Remember the Qatar national football, one of the best World Cups that happened in Qatar.
Yeah.
Also, myself from 2010, naweza sema hiyo Qatar, it was one of the best.
Yes.
You know, they really invested in that World Cup. They are nicknamed the Maroons, I think because of their flag or something, because if you look at that flag. Remember, Qatar, Qatar will be facing Switzerland tomorrow. You know, the opening match, it'll be facing Switzerland tomorrow. Let's talk about this team. We also how it performed. It's very sad that you are hosting the World Cup. Alafu inabaki munakuwa participants. Let's talk about Qatar before we move on to our next topic of USA versus Paraguay.
Okay, first of all, I'll agree with you 100% that Qatar gave us the best World Cup. The best World Cup. Sorry, compared with now. I think if you compare Qatar World Cup and this time round, I think Qatar overdid themselves, because the organization also from Qatar, where the people will be, where the train will be, the bus will be, I think most of things were at least cheap compared to what's happening in States. Tickets are expensive, you don't get tickets, they have so many rules. Checks ni mingi, and also transportation pia pale it's a problem. But when you compare with Qatar ulikuwa kwa train, ukitoka kwa train unapata basi hapo nje na kubeba kwa field. The same game ikishaisha inakutoa hapo na kupeleka kwa train. So I think the organization also matters. But this Qatar team, I think is one of the, also their league is one of the best league. Oliecha anachezea Olunga anachezea huko. So I think it's one of the teams pia. Even though stretches are now friendly, sisi as Kenya tukawachapa, is not a bad team. I think it can surprise us because they have everything that a team could wish to have. If it's money, they have. If it's players, they have. And most of their players, some of their players wanachezea Saudi Arabia, and some of the players wanachezea ligi yao. So I think it's an added advantage to them because also of the weather. It's another advantage because of the weather.
Before Ms. Celine comes in, remember, we are here until 6 p.m. So we'll be taking a very short commercial break and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. We've got some goodies coming in. And of course, one of you has to go with this as a decoder. This is TV 47. Usiende mahali.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Nikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me. Nitumie ni live.
Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tangulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already. We won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV 47.
Start your Funny Kisha journey with Equity today.
For months, teams have been battling out for the Mozart Cup 2026. And now, the finals are here. A thrilling showdown between Tusker FC and Kenya Police FC. The showdown will be held on Sunday, 14th June 2026 at Kwale Stadium. TV 47 will bring you the Mozart Cup finals live from Kwale Stadium with live commentary on Radio 47. There will be lots of entertainment from Prince Inda. Don't miss the live action. Sunday, 14th June 2026.
This June, step into a bigger entertainment experience with more to love on Us. We're talking more drama, more action, more unforgettable stories, all waiting for you. Bingo. We're opening up our world of entertainment so you can view more.
Okay.
This June, pay for your current GOtv subscription and we'll upgrade you at no extra cost.
Katika nchi ambayo kila siku huanza kwa mapambano, vita vingine utashinda kwa kujituma. Ukizidi kujituma, zingatia pia opponent. Usicheze chini. Mozart inasupport talent kutoka mtaani hadi viwanjani. Wachezaji na community pia lazima wa hydrate. Maji safi ni game changer mtaani. Usicheze chini. Mozart.
Welcome back to World Cup Xtra on TV 47. We'll be here each and every single day mpaka World Cup ishe from 4:15 to 6 p.m. I am Katela Meisi and I am joined by Dantos yuko hapa, the beautiful Senin, and I can see Gen Z supporting Japan. Karibu sana Ali Kauleni.
Asante.
Uko mzima?
Nashukuru sina neno.
Kwa bahati nzuri?
Kwa bahati nzuri wananiita Hassan Mwana.
Karibu sana. Hassan Mwana, hii World Cup una support team gani? This World Cup. Your Africa alafu uko juu.
Of course, team zote za Africa.
South Africa.
Wakilishi wetu 10. I think I'm the only Kenyan who was behind South Africa yesterday night. Wengine wote walikuwa nyuma ya Mexico. Wakitoka wote, we still have an African representative. The African Union, France. France bado tuko nao.
So you're supporting France?
France, yeah.
And Africa umesema all teams from Africa. Now, here's a question. Now, before, remember our viewers, our question of the day is which African team, which team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup, all right? And Kauleni yuko hapa. Kauleni chanianza nawe, which team? Wewe unafikiria timu gani kwa hii World Cup? In the African team.
African teams. Of course, wajua hopes nyingi ziko kwa Morocco. Tukijua last time walifika semis kule Qatar. Alafu pia group lao ukiangalia, wao na Brazil. Upo uwezekano mkubwa sana wakafuzu.
Unapata Waliweza kafuzu alafu. Kwa hivyo wewe unaona ni Morocco inaweza fanya hiyo kitu?
Morocco kwa sababu wajua walifika semis na ni kama tu mtihani. Kama ulimaliza wa pili, mwaka unaofuata tunatarajia usonge mbele. Alafu nimeangalia grupu lao. Wajua kwa sababu gani nasema hivi? 1 and 2 wana qualify for the round of 32. Alafu the best third out of the 8 nations. Kwa hiyo si Morocco tu, angalia pia Algeria. Nimeona juzi akicheza na Bolivia, wana nafasi ya kwenda mbele. Kwa hiyo wacha tuone kila timu ionje kwanza. Tuone Morocco dhidi ya Brazil. Tuone Tunisia mechi ya kwanza, Algeria, tayari tunaona South Africa. Alafu tutaongea.
Ukiongelea about South Africa jana, what was your expectation jana ama vile game iliisha, the 3 red cards Kauleni? By the way guys, Kauleni alikuwa embassy pale, alikuwa ameendea visa yake, akaambiwa kidogo game zimeshaanza, abaki tu hapa, abaki na sisi kwenye 90+.
Wanaambia quarantine ya 21 because I was in Uganda.
21 days World Cup utaenda kuzindikisha watu.
South Africa, mimi naweza nikasema washukuru Mungu. Nimeona baadhi ya watu wanalia yule referee Sampaio kutoka Brazil. Washukuru Mungu manake South Africa wamecheza ule mchezo ni kama they were fighting ndani kwa ndani. Yaani uliona tackles zao, uliona yani ni kama walikuja tu kuhakikisha Mexico doesn't play. They came for a draw na haikuwezekana. Na hata ukiangalia the 2 red cards sana ile ya pili. Uruhusiwi, that's violent conduct. Mchapa mwenzio kofi. Kwa hiyo naweza nikasema na unajua mechi ya kwanza umepoteza. Na hilo kundi usisahau kuna South Korea. Kuna Czech Republic. Hilo kundi wenda wakashika mkia. Sikudanganya. Kwa sababu wachezaji wao tayari wameanza kula kadi nyekundu. You could see the language from coach Hugo Bruce after the match. He was so forlorn, ni kama shakata tamaa. Kwa hiyo sioni wakiendelea mbele.
Pia bado ile the fact that a lot of Africans wako against them. So mental kidogo.
Umeona kama leo nilikuwa naona kwenye gazeti kuna some Nigerians ndio wanafika kwao kutoka South Africa baada what happened. Jana niliona Ghanaians katika uwanja wa ndege. Wewe niambie ukiona hali kama hiyo unaweza ukawa nyuma yao kweli?
Ni ngumu sana.
Sasa watu wanasahau kwamba kuna tofauti ya football team na
kulikuwa na swali moja hapa Kauleni kabla tuweze kuendelea to our viewers back. Do you think the hate was necessary? Jana ilikuwa inaitwa hate party. Do you think it is necessary? Hakuna wanasema gani? Come clean.
No,
don't sugarcoat.
Manake wamesema
nani wamesema?
Mashabiki kwamba watolewe warudi nyumbani to attack the enemy huko South Africa. I think it wasn't necessary, lakini pia wewe jiulize Katela. Imagine wewe una jamaa, ndugu na marafiki, like mimi I have some cousins of mine wanaishi South Africa. Imagine wewe una ndugu na jamaa zako ambao wanaishi kule, alafu uone kilichofanyika. Yaani jamaa akipata shida, uchumi, amekosana na mkewe, amekosana jirani, anaona tu ni wewe ndio umekuja hapo ukachukua kazi zetu. Kwa hiyo itakufanya pia uchukie kwa kitu. So I think it's 50-50.
Comme ça. Remember viewers back at home, this is World Cup Extra and our WhatsApp number is 0793267279 and our Facebook page is T47 Kenya and T47 Digital on X. We move on. Pia Kauleni sijui ni wote ongea sana kidogo tukuguse mechi ya jana South Korea. Tumekugoja hivi. South Korea versus Czech Republic jana. Mechi kesha 2-1.
Mimi I'd gone for a draw. Nilienda for a draw kwa sababu ukiangalia lile kundi timu hizo 3 zitafuzu. Yaani zote 3 zitafuzu round of 32. Sasa nani ataongoza kundi ndilo swali. Uliona South Korea wametoka nyuma na wakashinda Czech. Czech is also good. Kama umefuatilia historia yao tangu zama za Nedved. Kwa hiyo naweza nikasema kwamba I expected a draw. Lakini South Korea wakarudi na wakashinda. Imeweka katika hali nzuri sana kwa sababu gani? The next match wanacheza na SA. Wakishapiga SA round of 32 tayari wameingia. Sasa vitakuwa baina Mexico na Czech Republic. Kuona nani atamaliza katika nafasi ya pili na nafasi ya 3. Kwa hiyo nafikiri I was really hoping for a draw. Manake naipenda sana Czech. Tangu zama hizo wanavocheza mpira wao, lakini South Korea ni nani? Wale watoto wanakimbia. Ni kama hao ndugu zao.
Amesema hapa wanakimbia sana.
Hawachoki hao.
Ni kama hata Japan.
Exactly.
Alafu wanafanya substitution ni kama unamtoa Neymar unaleta Vinicius. Na tayari umekimbia umechoka na ni dakika ya 80. South Koreans, unajua wachezaji kutoka Asian continent. Kama unakumbuka 2002 when South Korea and Japan walihost haya mashindano, unakumbuka?
Yes.
Walikwenda mpaka kule semis na quarters, ingawa walibeba na marefaris. Kuna culture fulani kwa Asians, hard working. Wale jamaa watakimbizana na hawachoki. Kwa hiyo South Korea, watch them.
Yeah.
Yes, anaitwa Kali Kauleni yuko hapa atatupatia mambo mengi zaidi. Now we are talking about Canada and Bosnia. Before we went for a very short break, I was to use Celine about, do you think Canada will beat Bosnia, them being a host nation today at 10 p.m. What's your take on that game?
I think I had said I think they are actually gonna beat Canada, Bosnia, because the way Danto said it, the qualifying was really good, and the recent international friendlies, they were really doing good, and I feel like that is a motivation to them. In as much as the 12th man is going to be there for the Canadian team, I feel like they are going to be prepared, and actually feel like they are going to beat Canada in their opening game.
Bosnia going to beat Canada, right? And also our viewers back there, Tomata unaweza niekea by the way your prediction about today's game, Canada versus Bosnia. Canada being a host nation, remember in that group it's Canada, Bosnia, Qatar and Switzerland. Kauleni, hiyo mechi ya Canada na Bosnia, ubashiri wako na uniambie kwa nini unabashiri hivyo?
Home team ukicheza nyumbani, jambo la kwanza hilo linasaidia sana. Alafu pili, of course tutakuwa na sherehe kabla. Unajua sherehe za ufunguzi. Tutakuwa na sherehe 3. Ngoja saa 10 ile ya US.
Yes.
So mimi naona Canada, ingawa mchezaji wao tegemeo Alphonso Davies yupo na injury bado hajaanza. Bosnia ukimtoa Edin Dzeko, uoni tena mchezaji mwingine pale. Tukubaliana na dadangu hapa, anasema Bosnia itashinda. I'll go for a draw. Yani hakuna hakuna mtu ataka kupoteza hii mechi kwa sababu hilo kundi Switzerland is good. The whipping boys kwenye hili group ni Qatar. Sasa wengine waache wapiganie top 3 positions.
Talking about Qatar, Selina na pia anaona pia Qatar wanaweza this time wanaweza
surprise watu.
Wana surprise watu.
No, you know.
You are misquoting her.
No, you know, I feel like Qatar has had challenges. Remember the war that is going between Iran and USA, and they were affected in a way, and I feel like that could have interfered with their preparation. But according to the performance they put in back in 2022, I feel like it's gonna be not a very good game for them, and it's gonna be a tough group for them. And if you look at their league, it's not that good. Their league is not that good, but at the end of the day we'll see. Yeah, pesa iko. That is a motivating factor. You might hear if you win your first game utapewa gari. If you win, like the way Saudi Arabia walipewa hizo vitu venye walichapa Argentina. But I feel like Qatar, venye tu umesema, they're gonna be the whipping boys.
Manake wajua huwa wanafanyaje wao? Wananunua watu. Look at athletes. Wamenunua wa Kenya. Waende kuwakimbilia. Hata ukiangalia timu yao ambayo inacheza football, utashangaa si wengi, asilimia kubwa si wachezaji wazawa. You remember the Oliech story?
Yeah, I know the Oliech story.
Ile offer
200 million.
Unakumbuka?
Yes.
Na nafikiri walipokuwa host walitoka kwanza awamu ya kwanza ile group stage. Nafikiri Qatar asikudanganye mtu.
Na pia kuna mkimbiaji wetu mmoja Mkenya msichana. Sijui anaitwa nani, nimesahau jina yake.
Yavi
pia nishinda.
Yavi kutoka Bahrain.
Yes.
Kwa hiyo wanachukua kina, unakumbuka na Steven Cherono.
Yes.
Lakini akifika kule ni Abdallah Hussein. Nawaambia leo, and mark my words, Qatar itapigwa mechi zote 3.
When you talk about Qatar, I remember back in 2022, walikuwa participant, but they gave us one of the best World Cups ever. Now, there's a game tomorrow in a Group D, whereby USA is playing Paraguay tomorrow at 4 p.m. East African time.
4 a.m.
4am 04 it's 4am asubuhi mapema. Watu anyway tutaamka. In that Group D we have USA, Paraguay, Australia and Turkey. Tuongelee hii mechi. Ndanza na the beautiful Celine. USA versus Paraguay. Your prediction first.
I feel like USA will, of course, this is like, it's going to be like in as much as the opening ceremony in Mexico was really beautiful, I feel like this is gonna be a beautiful opening ceremony, and of course fans want to come, they want to see their boys play, and I feel like USA also, with the war that was there, I feel like they really had a challenge when it comes to preparing to this, and I feel like they're not so good, but I've not watched Paraguay play, so I won't judge from that. I feel like I will judge them from the game I watched today. It's tomorrow or today? Today.
Tomorrow 4 a.m.
Tomorrow, yeah, the game I watched between them and Paraguay. But at the end of the day, I feel like USA is going to take the win home tomorrow.
Wajua the head towards South Africa from Africa is in the sense that they have one team.
That was the game. USA and Paraguay.
Okay, I think like Kauleni and Amit got the same mind, because I think the hate between other countries and the USA is the same, because if you look very keenly the way USA have been treating other countries that are in the US, or other players when wanakuja wanaingilia US wanaenda, if you see the way they are treating them, I think that's why US wanasema there is a difference between football and soccer. Au football yao, au sisi football tunajua ni football, au football unajua ni soccer. So I think coming to that match versus Paraguay, I think also Paraguay pia, there are some Africans pia wanaweza kuwa against Paraguay, because what happened in 2010 against Ghana. Bado wanakumbuka hiyo, bado kwa akili yetu tunachosahau.
Uruguay.
Ile ya 2010, ile Suarez. Alitutoa timing mbaya. So I think also some Africans pia watakuwa wanasema let's go for the USA, because also maybe mtapata most of them are so many reasons. I can give you another example. Obama ni wetu anatoka USA. So I think football is very interesting. But I think in that game Paraguay is again, I foresee a draw. I don't know why. But Paraguay might win that match, but disadvantage of Paraguay itakuwa the 12th man. That is the fans wa USA. That is kama watatokea. We don't know kama watatokea. Because hao hata nimeona kwa news, most of them hawajui hata World Cup iko kwao. Unaona? So that means even they don't have interest when it comes to football. Au kuna interest when it comes to soccer maybe, ama football ya American football. But I think if you ask me that match, it will be a very interesting match. I want to see how the opening ceremony will be. Will it be good than Mexico? But I think Paraguay might win that match, if you ask me. Paraguay might win that match.
Kauleni, unakubaliana nao? Because the manager kazi ipo.
Tangu zama za Shilaban, mchezaji wao mzuri. Hili niliweke wazi kwa kinywa kipana. USA is going to beat Paraguay. Na wajua ulimwengu mzima unatamani sana US itoke katika haya mashindano. Ingawaje Trump na Infantino wametuambia it is going to be the best World Cup ever. Wajua nasema hivi kwa sababu uliangalia mechi ya South Korea na Czech. Mashabiki hawakuwa wengi vile.
Yes.
Ukilinganisha na Mexico na South Africa, kwa sababu Mexico wanacheza nyumbani. Tiketi za haya mashindano ni ghali sana. Pili, kuna mashabiki wengi sana wamenyimwa visa kuingia Marekani na walikuwa na tiketi. Yaani kuna vitu vingi vinafanya watu wengi wawe nyuma ya Paraguay kuipiga US. Lakini US nikiangalia kikosi chao, nafikiri sana sana mashabiki wa Chelsea kwa sababu ya kina Pulisic, watu nyuma US. Katela nawaambia na wenzangu itashinda mechi ya kwanza leo. US itapiga Paraguay.
USA itapiga Paraguay.
Yeah.
Now talking about USA team, Mauricio Pochettino, kazi ipo, tumeona vile vitu, kocha wa USA national team. And Kauleni has said USA itapiga Paraguay. You've agreed with him?
No, I think Paraguay might beat USA.
Celine, Paraguay.
No.
USA. Our viewers back there.
Anaona mbele.
Our viewers back at home, what is the prediction about this game? It's USA versus Paraguay. Remembering, even Kauleni anasema, a lot of people are really disappointed in this World Cup. Watu wengi sana wako disappointed because I saw one of my friend, a Kenyan friend anaitwa Sharinyo, Didier yuko pale USA. Anasema ticket regular mali pa kuona screen, it's over 100,000 Kenyan shillings kuwatch. Now, watu wanasema Mauricio yuko na kazi ngumu, manake ukiangalia hicho kikundi, it's a group, director if you can give me, it's group D, tuone teams ambazo ziko pale ni USA, Turkey pia, ni Turkey kwa hapo. Mr. Director if you can, utupatie
na Paraguay, sio?
Australia.
Turkia.
You can say it's USA, Paraguay, Australia and Turkey. You know, this group. Do you think Mauricio Pochettino yuko na kazi kubwa hapa?
I think ataqualify US na Turkia.
kwa umeka Turkey
na US wata qualify from this group. Alafu Paraguay na Australia watakuwa wanapigana kutafuta hiyo the third best. So unajua kuna timu 8 ambazo zita qualify kama third best.
Yes.
So I think USA na Turkey kwa sababu ya kucheza one nyumbani, Pochettino na uzoefu alionao, na ukiangalia individually US wana kikosi kizuri sana na wameanza kupenda mpira tangu kina Tim Howard wameanza kucheza EPL. Unajua wao kama alivyosema Dante walikuwa ni wana American soccer yao. Na usisahau kwamba sasa hivi watu wengi ukienda US wanafuatilia sana playoffs za bake ambazo zinaendelea. Lakini wanafuatilia mpira kutokana na Trump anachokifanya sasa hizi na kelele za Trump. Na nina imani litakuwa uwanjani leo.
Ukiangalia kwenye hii group Celine, this group remember Turkey.
Turkey.
Since 2002, how many years? 24 years. Ndio wamerudi sasa tena. Don't you think kuna vile watasukuma?
Na wakati wao walifika semis na walimtoa Senegal.
Yeah.
You can imagine it's 24 years and they've been waiting. Now they have this another chance. Don't you think in that group Turkey kidogo ama watakuwa tu participants?
Maybe they are kismet because I'm 24.
So 2002 wakati Turkey wanacheza alikuwa hajazaliwa,
ndio alikuwa sasa wanapanga sasa, mama anapanga kuingia
real Gen Z.
But I feel like if you look at that group, I will agree with you. I feel like USA and Turkey are gonna really proceed to the next round, and I feel like Australia, yes, they're good, but I feel like their female team is gooder than their male team. But at the end of the day, I feel like they're also gonna play for the third best in that group. And for Paraguay, I'm here to watch their game and understand.
That's what nakubaliana. USA and Turkey.
For Turkey, 24 years is a long time, but I think they need to come and make a statement. They want to tell people after 24 years, we are back to World Cup and we need to make a statement. It's one of the teams that people need to watch in that group because I think wanaleta nguvu mpya ya 24 years. Nguvu mpya, but ile team ndio pale best of 3, I think the USA. I don't know why. I have just a feeling that USA might go to playoffs, that number 3. But for Turkey, I think Turkey can become number 1 in that group, and then Paraguay. Mimi ukiniuliza mimi vile naona mimi kama Gen Z kidogo Gen Z.
Turkey US watagawana position 1 and 2.
Yes.
Turkey US ndio watagawana 1 and 2.
Mimi naona kama Turkey itakuja number 1.
Tunajaribu kufunua macho uone.
Mimi naona kama Turkey inaweza kuja
number 1. And then followed by USA.
Then Paraguay
mechi yao ndio itaamua nani ata top the.
Then Paraguay kwa sababu uzoefu wao pia kucheza kwa stages kama hizi wanaweza kuja number 2. Then USA, I think Liona friendly yao na Senegal. Certain team
walichapa
Senegal lakini because of small mistakes. But tukiangalia vizuri USA wanaweza kuja, at least wanaweza try number 3.
Unajua hii World Cup pia kuna kitu kingine lazima tuangazie. Wacha tu fatigue. Wajua wachezaji wamechoka. Wamemaliza tu ligi zao. Lakini kitu muhimu ni the weather.
Yes.
Unaona Paraguay, wajua wamezoea hali kama hii.
Yes, exactly.
So weather pia itakuwa very big factor katika haya mashindano. Utaona kwa sababu ya heat.
Yes.
Ikipanda imepanda zaidi. Alafu mvua. Uliona juzi hata friendly England na Costa Rica. Kwa sababu ya
because even of the rains, one of my friends was to travel back but akapostpone
the storms na nini sio.
So the flight ikawa delay. Now still on the USA team, let's talk about Christian Pulisic, commonly known as Captain Fantastic. His impact to the USA team, remember pale AC Milan season 25-26, 30 matches, 8 goals, assists 4, 0 yellow cards. His impact, nitaanza na wewe Kauleni. Impact ya Christian Pulisic pale.
Ndio maana nilimtaja tangu hapo. Wamekuwa na wachezaji wazuri sana. Kuna wengine kama 2 3 ambao pia nawaona wanacheza AC Milan. Na tangu ametoka Chelsea, kwa wale ambao wanafuatilia Serie A, AC Milan imeshuka, kiwango chake cha mchezo pia kimeshuka because of injuries. Amekuwa nje kwa muda mrefu, lakini mchezaji mzuri sana, very creative, anaweza akassist, anaweza akafunga kama alivyofanya Jimenez jana akichezea Mexico. Nafikiri is the standout player kwenye timu ya Marekani. Na unajua mcheza kwao
utunzo.
Yaani atatumia mbinu zozote zile. Alafu kwa bahati mbaya itokee kwamba pale kwenye VIP Trump is watching. Usishangae, lakini hii mechi ya kwanza ndio itaamua hatma ya ili kundi itakuwaje. If USA can get a win, pressure itafanya nini? Itashuka. Yeah.
Do you agree? Let's talk about individual performance, vile atakuwa nje na impact yake kwenye US national team. I remember wamemwekea pia sana Pochettino yuko na pressure, having some of your key players not so well, not well prepared for the matches due to injuries and everything. Let's talk about his individual performance.
I feel like as an individual, if you look at his stats and the times he was up there, I mean, it shows you how the player is. But again, you know, ubakingi on your prime, like lazima tu your prime itashuka, and the moment you see a player starting to get injury season in season out, it means that ile impact yake kwa team inaenda reduce. But at the end of the day, you are the captain. You really need to lead the others and show them like, we really need to win this game and we need to represent our country, because at the end of the day, that is the host team. And it doesn't matter if you're playing Argentina, the current World Cup champions, or whoever you're playing, it doesn't mean. And I feel like he's gonna bring out the beautiful game, and I think like his fans are going to teach the other USA fans about football. Yeah, wasijue tu kuhusu NFL na basketball. Yeah.
Dante, unakubaliana na Imre ya?
Nakubaliana nayo kabisa, because if you're a captain, I think it comes also with experience. And so many people are looking at you. And if you see, even stats don't lie.
Yeah.
So the coach, a good coach, the captain, a good player, despite the injuries vile Selina amesema, tunamwambia mchezaji anagejiwa, alafu pia I think anaenda kitoka akiretire. So this can be his last World Cup. So you need to perform, you need to represent his country. Alafu pia Trump atakuwa pale is a plus also to him, because I think he will play his heart out. So I think you lead the player, you lead the players, and most of the players they look to him, they look upon to him.
But again, they should not defend or like over depend on him, because at the end of the day, you can lose your matches because you are depending on one particular player.
Like no Cristiano, there's problem. Yes,
alafu pia kuna nini kijana huyu Joshua pia
anachezea US na ilileta shida huko kwao wakati Joshua alimhongera kuchaguliwa national team ya US. Watu wakasema unashongera na we ni Mliberia, mtoto angecheza hapa nyumbani, na uliwahi kuwa hata president wa Liberia na the first and only African player kuchukua. Lakini unajua nikiangalia US hata kabla hajacheza leo ama kesho kutegemea 4 AM, unakumbuka wakati wa FIFA Club World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
The way weather ili affect wachezaji, unakumbuka hata finali PSG ikipigwa na Chelsea yale mabao 3. Hii itajitokeza kwa sababu nilikuwa namsikia Pochettino akizungumza wakati anahojiwa hata kabla hii mechi. What he was saying, alikuwa anaimba USA Pochettino, yani anajaribu kuwafanya watu waupende huu mpira, wajitokeze waishabikie timu yao. Na unajua sasa what Americans will do because of the hatred in quotes ambayo tumeizungumzia, watajitokeza kuwa behind their team. Utaona watajaa uwanjani kuisupport timu yao, na nafikiri kitu kingine ambacho pia kitawasaidia sana tena sana ni baadhi ya wachezaji ambao wanacheza ligi hapo nyumbani. Unajua ligi ya MLS imekuwa maarufu sana kwa sababu kina Beckham, kina Messi. Wajua sasa watu wameanza kupenda mpira na kiwango chao kimepanda, si kama ile US ya miaka ya nyuma ya kina Klinsmann akiwa coach ama kina Tim Howard wakichezea. Kwa hiyo kuna factors ambazo zinafanya mchezo wa leo uegeme, yani US wanajua it's them against the world, not Paraguay.
So you can imagine if it was a game US na South Africa. Imagine that game vile ingekuwa US na South Africa. But anyway, talking about USA and talking about the fans, I think mafans let's talk about the fans that were banned, Iran fans walibaniwa. Some people are saying the tickets are too expensive to buy. Now, in this World Cup, I think it will be one of the World Cup with the less fans compared to our previous World Cup in Qatar. That place Ilija. So easy to get a visa, very well prepared. But this season, even that friend of mine mpaka aliweka kwenye mtandao, akasema wacha tu akae nyumbani sasa aone World Cup kwenye TV. Because you can imagine paying 111,000 Kenya shillings just
one
to go.
match.
And then see ati ni pale VIP
uko juu,
uko Russia uko Russia,
si Russia nyayo, Russia
ya Russia ya uga mbali mbali na kwa TV.
In fact wamesema ni World Cup ambayo fans wa football wamenyang'anywa their property.
Wamepatia
mabwanyenye.
Hebu tuongele mafans naona turnout itakuwa kidogo, and then pia compared to hivyo umesema ambao USA kuna vitu ambazo wanapenda basketball, wanapenda the other football, American football. You know, now these having USA as a host nation, having the tickets being so expensive, having some of the fans wanafungiwa nje, hata wale walikuwa wamenunua wananyimwa visa, ama kama ulikuwa umenunua ticket, some of the Iran's fans hizo tickets zao zilininiwa
DR Congo,
you know, Congo, some of watu wamenunua nitakupeleka timu zao. Fans turnout itakuwa kidogo sana ama
na unazungumzia fans, hata kuna officials wa teams,
kuna
officials wa federation.
Actually even the photographer of Iran pia alinyimwa, he was denied entry actually, and he's a photographer.
Senegal pia nimeona.
Now talking about even the referee, the Somalian referee
Omar.
Omar, if he won the best referee in Africa. Now they gave him a visa, why deny him wakati amefika?
Mambo ni mengi.
Tuongelee fans turnout World Cup, because I believe this will be one of the most, I don't know how to call it, is the most boring World Cup.
Yeah, the most boring one.
Manake football is for fans. Na tiketi jinsi ambavyo walifanya na uliona walijaribu kucheza FIFA wanapunguza bei kwa sababu ya turnout na nini. Tayari tumeona South Korea na Czechia jinsi hali ilivyokuwa, turnout ilivyokuwa. Nilipokuwa Qatar wakati wa World Cup ulikuwa unapata ile visa card kabla hujatoka hapa Kenya, ulikuwa unajaza hiyo. Sasa usumbuliwe, ukifika uwanja wa ndege ni moja kwa moja. Charles Nyende nilikuwa nawasiliana naye, ananiambia hata tu taxi kwa mfano kutoka hapa mpaka AR you will cough. Yani that expensive. Kule unaona Qatar kulikuwa na free transport. Trams zilikuwa za kutoka destination,
as long as kuna ticket.
Unaingia tu na unaenda. Yani it was a jamboree, tuli-enjoy sana. Lakini hii ya US kuna baadhi ya timu hawataki kusema, lakini ukiwauliza kuna wachezaji wanajiuliza tutatolewa lini turudi nyumbani. You saw what happened to some Senegalese players, Iran players. Yani kuna watu wanasema tutatolewa turudi nyumbani.
And the way the US is receiving these African teams, wanasachiwa ni kama wanabeba bombs, and then Spain came in, walikaribishwa na dancing and everything. The other hand kachini.
Unajua ni kwa nini? US I think a few months ago ilitoa list ya countries ambazo
ziko banned.
Na unajua nyingi ni za Africa. Ukiona 10 countries ambazo zinawakilisha Africa, the only 3 countries ambazo haziko kwa hiyo list I think ni Ghana, SA na Cote d'Ivoire. Hawa Senegal, Algeria, Tunisia ndio usishangae mechi zao zitakuwa na mashaka.
But talking about some mtu kama huyu referee Omar. Omar is qualified FIFA. He has everything. Unajua? Unaona? He had everything ambayo ako nayo. FIFA so it was he was the best, alikuwa mzuri, ilikuwa aende pale. We also how he was welcomed back at home, and it was a heroic welcome, and it was very sad of what they did to him pale. At least I was thinking wangempatia basi hata security the way they're doing to the Iran team, mukimaliza kucheza toka kama I think they would have done, because this it's a chance, ni chance ambayo amekuwa kitamani sana. Unajua ni kazi anaenda, ameenda akiwa peke yake. It's something he has been doing. He's one of the best referees in Africa. I believe the same thing they did to the Iran team, mukimaliza kucheza pack your belongings, they would have done the same to him. Ingia
toka
maliza mechi rudi, than denying him, because I think that's what USA did. Kuna beef ambayo inazidi kiongezeka.
Unajua kwanza wao na Somalia.
Kuna beef ambayo sasa inazidi kiongezeka zaidi na zaidi. Unajua?
But unajua I think even before Omar kulikuwa na situation politically. Pia Trump na another lady, another Muslim lady walifurugana, and that's unapata pia there was a time pia some Somalis walikuwa nakuwa deported to country back. But all in all I think let me be the devil's advocate here kidogo tu. I'm not saying that whatever they are doing is good, but we all know that a country like USA is a country of opportunity to Africans. Unapata ukienda huko unaona kama umemomoka. So I think they are so careful, even kwa ile vita pia inaendelea yao pia wako so very careful kabisa, ile wataki kufanya blanda yote, because those guys they believe in wana believe na wewe kama binadamu you are our property, we need to protect you. Hata leave alone any other thing, but to protect. But whatever they are doing there wangelegeza kama kidogo, because this is World Cup. If you see Qatar, vile Kalona amesema, if you see Qatar walikuwa wanatumia that World Cup as a tourism also attraction. Wanapata the way they can make money, the way they can tell people, yeah, in Qatar we have beautiful things. Pale USA now it's like unaenda ni kama unaenda meeting ya security. Unaenda kuongelea security. People will not enjoy. But we all know we are Africans. Kuna watu wengine pale wanaweza chukua advantage wasemeniaje. Naenda kuona ball lakini siendi kuna ball. After hapo mimi napotea kabisa na naenda. So hiyo vitu kidogo US wanajaribu kuavoid. But vile umesema the referee angeenda tu alafu wako strict na after the game you go. Anakuwa escorted bwana anafaa kulala. Hapatui chance ya kutembea. Because US when it comes to security they are so serious with their security, me if you ask me. But sometimes they go overboard. This is World Cup. We need to enjoy football.
You know, my question was, and a lot of people are asking, Celine, kwa nini basi walimkubalia visa?
Yes.
You know, if you don't want somebody, msimpatie visa.
But I think the problem pia inakam na FIFA. FIFA pia organization yake, they need to tell us why they didn't confirm these people are going to they're going to be allowed in the US. So they know what's happening in the US. So I think also the organization, the FIFA itself, they need to, there are some questions that FIFA also need to tell us.
Infantino alijitetea akisema wajua hawana uwezo wa kukubali ni nani ataingia katika nchi fulani. Ni kama hapa tuseme AFCON mwaka ujao. Tuseme Eritrea imequalify inakuja. Lakini rais wa nchi akiamua hawatakuja hata kama amequalify CAF. Nakumbuka tukiwa kwenye embassy ya US maandalizi kabla ya mashindano, wenyewe walikuwa wanasemaje, unaweza ukapata visa lakini haimaanishi utaingia. Walitueleza wenyewe unaweza ukapata visa unayo lakini haimaanishi utaingia. Kuonesha na haya tuliyaona kwa Omar. Unaweza ukawa na hiyo visa na ukafika kule ukazuiwa. Lakini amezungumza hoja nzuri sana Dante kwa sababu we've seen I think Somali, Eritrea na Ethiopia in Africa. Hata hapa Kenya ilitokea, walikuja hapo wakacheza timu ikapotea. Yaani timu haikurudi huko kwa
ni timu si mafans
ilipotea. Lakini kwa mtu kama referee na security hiyo yote na nini,
he's just one person. It's only what's your take, Celine?
I feel like they have denied him the chance because remember this is a bigger platform. I think you could have learned so much from this platform because at the end of the day you'll see your fellow referees and what they are doing and you will take notes. But at the end of the day, rules are rules. If there are rules set that maybe certain people cannot come to the country, I feel like that should be obeyed. But honestly, I feel bad for him because he's the only African referee that has shown his greatness and what he can do. I feel like they have limited him, but at the end of the day you can watch it at home and you can learn a few things.
You see, any player for a country na hii namsumbua sana Cristiano. Huwa anaulizwa hujawahi kushinda World Cup. You can imagine. So a referee kuchezesha tu World Cup. Though UEFA imejitokeza imempa finali ya Super Cup PSG na Aston Villa, lakini kuchezesha tu World Cup. Na hatujui labda angekuwa VR ama assistant, lakini amepewa nafasi kubwa sana ya UEFA kuwa tu kwenye World Cup referee. Huyo kijana kisaikolojia ametatizika, Omar.
Alafu pia the question of kujiuliza pia sisi kama wapenda mchezo. Do you think any event ikienda US people will be interested? People will not be interested.
If you look at the comments on social media, others were saying, sasa hiyo kwenda US with such rules, you know. Kuna watu hiyo ya kuenda huko.
Alafu cha kushangaza na balaa zote hizi, ukiangalia, ukitaka kujua wana shida na security, Trump unakumbuka juzi, alikuwa dina fulani ya waandishi wa habari, unakumbuka alikuwa anamalizwa, akachukuliwa juu hata wakati wa campaign. Unakumbuka ni kwa rais yule. Na ilitokea. Wajua mambo ya security yani
they take it so serious. They take it so serious.
Still on the World Cup, remember our viewers back at home. Our question of the day, whereby you can win a very beautiful Azam decoder. I'm hope wacha kuiangalia in your viewers back at home.
But I'm also viewing you.
On TV47 each and every day. Our question of the day is, which African team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup that is hosted in the US, Canada and Mexico? You can send in your predictions pale kwenye WhatsApp 0793267279 and of course on our social media platforms it's TV47 Kenya on Facebook and TV47 Digital on X. Tuinge pale tuweze kuchapiana zaidi. Now let's talk about FIFA after this saga. President mwenyewe alifumble mahali and then it's like they lost control of they lost control of their own tournament, but the president said sio kila mahali some places you have to make rules. ni uko na rules kwa nyumba yako, ukienda kwa mwenyewe kuna rules zingine pale. But people are thinking that with the power they have, this is a World Cup, FIFA iko so much pale that they have the power, at least hata wangekuwa na power ya kumtetea yule referee. You know, what's your take about FIFA fumbling and the president fumbling about this issue at hand right here? Because hii World Cup tickets haziendi kama si za wenyeji pale nyumbani. The way teams are being treated, unajua kati ni wenyewe, yes, kauleni, lakini FIFA as a body, as a football governing body, kuna vitu ambayo wanafaa wanatoa sauti. This is not how things are done. It has to be smooth, you know. FIFA wamekuletea referee. This is one of our best. We need him to do this. We need the official to be very professional. But again, pale anadinaiwa. You know, football ni ya fans. There is no people have already bought tickets, munaweka nje. FIFA imenyamaza ama ina kitu cha kusema. You know, there are some things that are really happening. Photographer wa team ya Iran ameko nje. The team needs a photographer. It needs to capture memories. What is your take on that, Akauleni?
It's sad. What Infantino is doing, na hata ingekuwa wewe ungefanya, if you try to protect. Yani huku nje anaonekana kwamba anasema it will be the best. He's trying his level. Like behind the scenes, he's going through hell. Kwa sababu, unajua any World Cup, kuna zile memories zake. Unakumbuka kwa mfano tunakumbuka Zidane, headbutt tarasi, ama bao la Lampard, ambalo, yani kuna vitu, na tukaanza mambo ya VAR. Lakini World Cup, unajua tu, hata mechi hazijaanza tunamzungumzia Omar. Mechi hazijaanza Iran.
It's just negative.
Yani hata mechi yenyewe ya kwanza red cards. Kwa hiyo nafikiri Infantino ukimwona akija kuzungumza na media, he's putting on a very
sad face.
Yani kuonesha kwamba things are fine. It will be the best nini, lakini behind the scenes anaumia. Yani haya mambo yangefanyika kitambo kidogo, nafikiri hata angewazia kuwanyang'anya. Unakumbuka Qatar? Wakati walikuwa na hizo sheria zao, masuala ya LGBTQ na masuala unakumbuka? Wakalazimisha hata Iran kule Russia nusura wanyang'anya ile World Cup. Lakini ukichunguza vizuri behind the scenes, Amerika ilihusika pakubwa sana Infantino kuingia kuwa rais wa FIFA.
Kwa hivyo kuna vile hawezi,
it had to happen.
Another thing inasemekana pia hata Amerika kuhost hiyo World Cup ni kama walinunua. Unapata? Because I think Morocco was supposed to be given, so ni kama walinunua. So I think that's when unapata Trump ana control sana FIFA this time round. Na ifai kuwe FIFA ndo na control the country, because I think before mkuje mseme this country is hosting such a World Cup, kuna rules and regulations zile mnajua this country wanafanyanga. Vile tumesema Qatar, Qatar walisema LGBTQ hakuna pombe, but in real sense hiyo pombe watu wanauziwa.
Walilegeza
because they know it's advantage to them. Lakini sasa Trump pia anafaa legeze pia kidogo. Vitu zingine kama hizo ndogo kama referee nini, anafaa legeze tu kidogo. People should enjoy football. Football is the only game that will let all countries together. And athletics.
Hata mambo ya Iran, US, Israel tungeasahau kwa muda. Unakumbuka what Didier did? Ivory Coast. Mechi ya kufuzu kombe la dunia akapeleka eneo lile la Warlords na ikaleta amani. Wajua this event is for FIFA. Sio US.
No individual country.
Nitakupa mfano wakati wa CHAN ilikuwa inafanyika hapa. Hiyo event ilikuwa ya CAF. Haikuwa ya government. Na nitakupa mfano na kuna waziri mmoja alifika kuchelewa. Akawa anataka aingie aende huko VIP. Lakini unajua alizuiliwa. This event is not for the government. This is our event. Ninyi tu mmehost. So I think Infantino there is a way haja take charge kwamba hii event ni yetu.
Ni ya FIFA,
Inaonekana ni kama sasa ya US.
Because Celine, I don't know if you can agree with me, the way the US is treating these African countries, it's so sad. Because ukiangalia Canada walimkubali, walisema Omar anaenda kurefuka kwao. Anaenda kurefuka kwao. You know, but sijui kwa nini. What's your take on this? Trump alegeze kamba because this ama World Cup sasa hivi kuna mtu alikuuliza haiwezi tolewa USA sasa hii pelekwe.
It's too late.
Because it's
alafu unajua wana host mechi nyingi.
A lot of matches are being hosted pale USA. What's your take on this?
11 cities. I feel like
and FIFA not being so strict because siwezi kuletea team and then unanitolea mtu wangu. He's one of the best in Africa. Na kuletea this is my team, it's the best. And if you feel there is a problem, there is a way we can solve it. Ni mtu mmoja mpatie security. Mali analala kwenye hoteli. Akimaliza mechi ingia kwa gari, go to Mexico, go to Canada, just anyway. What's your take on FIFA not protecting? Actually, mimi nitasema they are not protecting their staff. Well, they are not. They are really not protecting their staff. Because it's so sad that ni mashabiki wanamtetea. The other countries are behind Omar.
But
and FIFA is just imenyamaza.
CAF, UEFA.
No, FIFA is saying they are not the kings everywhere. But they are the only body ambayo inaweza toa sauti huyu mtu akaweza kusaidika. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I feel like US is the center of vuta ni vute, because you're not hearing this with Mexico, you're not hearing this with Canada, but you're only hearing it with Mexico. And I feel like you have said it, he could have opted for Mexico or Canada, but kama amenyimwa, but I feel like US should, not US, I feel like Gianni Infantino is under pressure, and you know, like FIFA need like maybe investors and all that, and I feel like yesterday if you saw him when he was presenting the trophies, it was like he was not happy, and nika alikuwa na wasiwasi, nika amefosiwa, and I feel like hey, in as much as the final will be at USA, I feel like the attendance is going to be low. It's actually, maybe AFCON is going to top the attendance, the attendance that USA could have, the people who could have attended the World Cup final at US. But at the end of the day, tuache Trump akwa Trump, but I feel like if Infantino really could have protected his people, because at the end of the day, vile tu umesema, events here US, events here Mexico, events here Canada, events near FIFA, and I feel like he could have protected those people, but at the end of the day, maybe kuna kitu anakanjwa hatujui.
Unakumbuka ilipo host World Cup 1994 tulikuwa na hizi ulabaluzi na I think it was the most attended katika historia. Ukiangalia takwimu USA 94 unakumbuka Brazil ikicheza finali na Italy Baggio akipoteza penalty, lakini US ya saizi tusilaumu tu US, ni huyu mtu mmoja Trump. Sidhani kama angekuwa rais mwingine kama Obama
angekubali vitu kama hizo.
Trump amekuwa yani yuko nchi yake, dunia yake.
Angalia amekafia individual interest mbele.
Trump alienda nchi akashika rais wa hiyo nchi naka was it Venezuela? Si alienda akamchukua. Trump unajua anaweza mpata aje hapa Kenya na kuchukua.
Now there is a question. Kuna swali mahali, what will happen? The finals in the USA. What will happen if Iran qualifies to the finals?
Oh my God.
They'll just have to play in the US.
Will their fans be allowed? Would imagine finally?
I don't think their fans will be allowed.
But that's one. The other people will be.
The other people will be behind Iran.
In as much as the other people will be behind Iran, there's that thing about getting support from your own people. There's that morale that comes in, you know, when you have support from your own people in an outside country. Unajua, at least kuna countries ambazo zikiingia ama kama wachezaji kama Senegal sasa hivi wapatane mahali Senegal na USA na vile wametritiwa pale, alafu Senegal ipige USA. Trump akiamka aseme Senegal watoke nchi yake.
Ilifanyika 2000.
And in FIFA amenyamaza. Nani Infantino amenyamaza.
Kumbuka Iran ilicheza na US na ikapiga US 1-0 wahi kutokea. Na usisahau, unajua kuna mapinduzi yalifanyika kule Iran ya uongozi.
Yes.
Watu wengi sana Persians kutoka Iran walitorokea US. Kuna wa Iran wengi kule immigrants ambao wamehamia huko. Usishangae waona uwanjani ambao wako kule Marekani. Wajua Marekani hakuna ati Muamerika mzawa ati. Wengi ni watu wametoka mataifa mbalimbali, sio? Kwa hiyo unachouliza, in football it can happen, but psychologically Iran wako tortured ya kutosha. Sioni hata kama quarters wanaweza wakafika.
And then another thing,
you're saying something.
Sisi kama Africans, kama Africa population ikichezwa, tuko na ile uzuria before the game. We see how teams are arriving in the airport. Reception,
dance,
the attire, dance,
culture.
Yani kila mtu analeta their A game when it comes to culture. This time round nimeona Mexico at least wamejaribu kuleta, at least kwa airport unapata kuna wale instruments zao wanacheza, but this US unakaribishwa na security. Wana kusearch everywhere unainua. So hata leo na De Bruyne alishangaa sana.
I think it really even tampers with the mental health of the players.
It really
tampers a lot.
They didn't want visitors.
And then you know the fact that pia weather yenyu
ni mbaya,
inaenda juu ikienda chini, tunaingia stadium, tunaingia country yenyu, sisi mnatu. It's very sad by the way. Seeing a team like Spain wameingia dancers everywhere blah blah blah. Senegal ingia kaa kiti, toa kiatu, toa nini. But remember, our viewers back at home, remember you could interact with us on our WhatsApp number 0793267279, and of course on our Facebook page. It's TV47 Kenya on Facebook and TV47 Digital on X. And I can read some of your comments right here. And I can see the past repeats itself. Hata refa wa Kenya Aden Maro alifanyiwa vivo hivyo. This is anajulikana kama Sami Chacha. Anasema France, support France all the way, and anasema a nice show. And then according to Wilfred Bosiri, anasema according to me, Morocco will try their best from the African side. Remember we said, which team in Africa do you think will bring the biggest impact in this World Cup that is being hosted in the USA, Mexico and Canada? And you can get a chance to win this beautiful decoder from Azam. Uweze kuona mambo live, mambo vula hii. And I can see another one. Amepeana ubashiri wake about today's game, anasema of USA and Paraguay. Anasema US inapiga Paraguay mabao 3-1. And then I have another one. Anasema Abdul Razak anasema the team from Africa that will bring the great impact is France. The team from Africa anasema ni France.
African Union.
And then kuna nyingine hapa anajulikana Akbir anasema hello guys. I think I know Senegal team will perform really well in this World Cup. Anajulikana kama Bill from Kitengela. And then mwingine hajawacha jina kwake, tafadhali when you sending a message please leave your name so that tunaweza kukuita, na kama wewe utakuwa umeshinda itakuwa ni rahisi. Manake sasa kama huyu tukiweka pale kwenye TV atujui anaitwa nani, kama ni atakuwa ameshinda vile Mr Producer atakuwa amechagua. Anasema the Moroccan team will make the great impact since ilifika semi-finals the other side. And anasema Jose aka Man City boy from Naivasha, huyu sasa amesema the team that will make ama geography ilikuwa ngumu pale shuleni. Anasema ni USA did make great impact.
Ama hujaelewa swali. Swali labda hujaelewa.
Which African team?
Nchi gani?
Ya Africa. Nilianza na which African team.
Shona maswali umeuliza which of the four is untrue. Na yeye amechukua true.
Ama give me the wrong answer.
Unajua nikianza hata kurudia swali lenyewe na tumerudia kadha back to our viewers at home. Nilikuwa nimeuliza rahisi na usikie tena Dante. Which African team do you think will make the biggest impact in the ongoing FIFA World Cup? Which African?
If you do USA ni Africa.
Yeah, United States of
ni Africa too. Look at basket. Hata timu yao utashangaa.
Akina Ebi Rich Eze, all right? Kuna mwingine anasema I'm Dennis from Eldoret, anasema he's not supporting any team from Africa, he is supporting England. Anasema France will win and huyu alikuwa anasema the great impact, akasema Africa ni kama ameelewa swali because anasema sasa hivi Morocco again will have the greatest impact. I mean ni kama ameweza kuelewa, amesema ni Morocco from Africa. And then kuna Morocco will make the biggest impact in 2026 World Cup. Please, our viewers back at home, if you're sending a message on our WhatsApp, kindly leave your name. It's very important because one of you will walk away with this beautiful Azam decoder. Utaweza kuona mambo live with the World Cup ikiweza kuendelea. I can see James Malava kutoka Kangemi anasema yeye anashabikia France, yuko tune in, show ni safi kabisa. Alafu kuna mwingine Bruce from Umoja inako definitely Morocco will do Africa proud. Alafu anasema his prediction Canada 1, Bosnia 0, Qatar 1, Switzerland 3.
Qatar 1,
Switzerland 3.
Alafu yeye amesema Bosnia?
Anasema hiyo
Canada
imepotea. Anasema Canada.
Switzerland tashinda. Anasema
1-0.
Kuna mwingine Patrick Mise Odhiambo anasema it's Senegal that will make the most impact in this World Cup. Huyu amekufa na team Senegal. Alafu nikimalizia sema South Africa ondoke because walikosa even support of their own. I mean Africans. Right? World Cup Xtra. I am Galbi from Kariobangi South. Anasema any other team from Africa will make great impact except South Africa. And I can see another one. My name is Mevin Makoha. I'm watching from Tasia, Nairobi. I think Brazil will win the World Cup and Morocco and Ghana will make the great impact. The teams from Africa. Alafu kuna mwingine hapa anasema
Anthony Semenyo.
Mwingine anasema hello TV47. Ni Julius kutoka Meru. Show iko lit noma sana. Enjoying the show with my family. Tunafurahia venye mnachambua hii World Cup deeply. I think Morocco will do us proud as the African. Alafu anasema thumbs up to the squad to collect hadi mwisho.
Asante.
All right. I remember it's World Cup Extra. Kila siku mpaka World Cup ifike mwisho. We'll be bringing you the action that was there. Unajua hizi games ziko usiku saa 4, saa 7, saa 10. And some of you ambao wataweza kuona tutakuwa hapa tukiweza kukuletea in depth. Mr. Director, tunaweza kunini, si ndio? Mope. Pole, napenda kumuita Mope. Kauleni. Mechi ya leo, prediction, ubashiri wako.
Canada will beat Bosnia, going for a draw, lakini jijipo. Mabao yapo. Alafu USA will beat Paraguay. Alafu Qatar, hiyo tayari tushapewa. Hiyo ni ya kesho saa 4 Qatar, Switzerland will beat Qatar. Alafu then saa 7 Brazil, Morocco.
That's a very interesting game. Very interesting.
Brazil wajua ni waibia Waafrika sasa hivi tangu mimi nikiwa mdogo. In any World Cup
Brazil
ilikuwa inapendwa sana mpaka leo.
Sana.
Yaani hata Brazil
boys.
Hata ikacheza na timu ya Afrika. Watu hapo nyuma akina unakumbuka kina Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Kaka. Kwa hiyo Brazil may just edge it. May just edge it against Morocco.
Before you end up, Celine, prediction yako?
I think Bosnia will beat Canada. I stand with that. USA will beat Paraguay. Switzerland will beat Qatar. And which is the last one? Morocco, Brazil. I feel like Morocco are going to lose their first game. So they're going to put up a fight, but I feel like they're going to lose to Brazil with a small winning margin, maybe 1-0.
Naanza na Dante amepiga Brazil yake. Tuanze na hiyo game Brazil Morocco.
Actually, the predictions again so Brazil Morocco I'll go with because I'm an African. I'll just have to die with Morocco for now.
Na umepiga jezi ya Brazil. You're not loyal, Dante.
I'm loyal. I'm loyal to Africa.
Usisahau Morocco si Mwafrika.
Morocco is Africa.
Lakini sitaki pia mimi nashambulia sana. So acha nikufikirie na Morocco kwa leo kwa sababu
mzalendo kidogo.
Wanaweza chukua kama mimi South Africa lakini hapa. Wacha leo nikufe na Morocco. For now for this game only. Wacha nikufe na Morocco. Brazil ndo nasamea.
Hizo predictions zingine?
Canada and Bosnia. I think that's a draw. Pale mbeleni. And then we have USA, Paraguay. Also, Paraguay will win that match.
Okay.
I'm sticking with that.
Okay.
Keep notes.
There you have it, good people. Thank you so much for all those who tuned in. This is World Cup Extra. Remember, same time, same place tomorrow from 4:15 p.m. to 6 p.m. Asante sana. Gali Kauleni kwa bahati nzuri. Amefika, though alikuwa pale kwenye embassy mambo yake. The beautiful Miss Celine and Dante. I am Katela Macy. A very good evening to yourself. See you tomorrow. Tupatane Area Vibes, by the way, 10 p.m. Watu wa reggae.
Msimu wa soka iko on na Von iko tayari kusisimua kila dakika. Ukiwa na Von unaleta games sebuleni kwako, kuanzia runinga safi za kisasa hadi speaker zenye sauti ya kusisimua. Shuhudia kila goli, kila save na kila shangwe kana kwamba uko uwanjani live. Tinga ofa hii special kwa kutembea von.co.ke sasa hivi. Von, designed to love.
Did you know you deserve to earn royalties every time your artistic work is played or communicated to the public? Join Pavrisk, the duly authorized CMO mandated to collect and distribute royalties. To register and update your works, visit our website on www.pavrisk.or.ke. For assistance, call us or WhatsApp on 0781 721 721 or 0732 721 721. or visit www.pavrisk.or.ke. Pavrisk, revitalizing royalty management.
From 11th June to 19th July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Get DStv access for as little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
Skia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juni.
For months, teams have been battling out for the Mozart Cup 2026. And now, the finals are here. A thrilling showdown between Tusker FC and Kenya Police FC. The showdown will be held on Sunday, 14th June 2026 at Kwale Stadium. TV47 will bring you the Mozart Cup finals live from Kwale Stadium with